Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play episode 114 of the game known as Torment Tides of it, and I can never say it right, Numenera, dude, don't know how to say it. Anyway, I'm IVATOPIA, and I think last time we had a nice chat with this Sunderman Alvar. So we're basically exploring around here, and as we've seen we have a couple of different routes we can take, but I think I should explore down here first before we take a route. We came from this direction, so...
Sure.
Did we speak to you? I think we finished the other. I don't know if we spoke to the younger. I'll just check. Someone the younger, the friendly-looking youth is dipping strips of cured bloom flesh into the coloured dye. He looks up as you approach, revealing starting yellow eyes. The chair hit the table and if you like eyes, just like those of his employee. Hello, sir. Are you interested in our wares? They hand grabbed it and one of a kind. An awful lot like your employer. Are you related? Hey, you noticed that. Well, you should talk to him. He gets a kick out of telling people about it. What sort of work are you doing? The Sunderman's apprentice. That means I do whatever he tells me. Really, mostly harvesting usable bloom flesh. It's always an adventure. Flesh harvesting, though. My elder tells me I'll be going away on a bigger adventure soon. He grins cheerfully. Can't wait. Tell me about your work again. I'm interested in your wares. That should be the same stuff as he had. Great. You should talk to my elder. He handles that. Oh, okay. So yeah, basically it's the same stuff because I have to access it. Seems like you know the bloom pretty well. Are there many miles nearby? I know of one for sure in Chuckabuck Slums. Probably butchering that name. Been there a really long time. I hear there's one in the old slave block too. But I don't go in there because of the mundans, so I can't be sure. Isn't it dangerous to harvest bloom flesh? Not really. People only fear the bloom when they don't understand it. He puffs up his chest. I've lived here all my life and nothing's ever happened to me. Because the blooms will be louder, that's why. Oh, but it will, youngster, chuckles the old merchant who stands beside the apprentice. It will. The younger man laughs uncomfortably. You keep saying that, but you won't say when. If I did, says the older man, you might try to avoid it. Wow, creepy.
Sure.
Okay. Walks without fear. At first you're not sure. Wait a minute, walks without fear. He's not like, you know, how the guy over here on the left, I can't obviously move it now when I hit the mouse against the keyboard. The guy over there, how he had his fear taken off him. He looks like a ghost. It's not his fear, is it? But he walks without fear, so that's kind of the opposite. I don't know. Let's see what he said. First, you're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you. A semi-transparent man shuffles and struts before you, his body fading into and out of incorporate reality. His once fine clothes had rotten away. His long beard looks to be the host to any number of small vermin, and his eye sockets are disturbingly empty. Yet as you draw near, somehow he hones in directly on your face, and you have the unnerving feeling that he can see more than what's on the surface. The staring sockets are deep and cavernous, as if they contain depths and space beyond the confines of his skull. He says nothing to you. Who are you? His socket staring to you for a moment while he considers. At last he shakes his head and says, I do not know. I have language, and I have the memory of muscles, but I do not remember how I came by these truths. What I remember is walking in the depths of the bloom. I remember walking. I remember years of darkness before I emerged into the upper reaches at last. I'm thinking it could be part of him. What happened to you? The bloom took my old life from me. I woke in this beating heat and gestured at their... what? Beating? Is it heart or gestured? I woke up in this beating heart, okay. And gestured there while it digested my memories. I remember being terrified, but I do not remember what terrified means. He shakes his head to clear it. I had a name, I had a body, I had emotions and a life outside of this form, but I do not remember any of those things now. I do not remember fear. I am reborn in a new life. I am free. I'm thinking it was his fear. You came from the depths of the bloom. What did you see down there? If I speak of them, the memories disappear from me forever. Yet thoughts themselves are ephemeral. like our lives, gone, and only those who chose to share have any hope of continuation. But even that memory is vanity. In a generation who will remember these words? Just tell me. His succulous eyes look away, and then back again. He smiles gently. Let me tell you what I saw. Thank you. The bloom reaches through dimensions and across realities. What did I see? I saw a vast beating heart. I travelled through skins on the bloom's arteries and its viscera. I stood in open malls and looked out across alien landscapes, where lost sailors mourn for home, or crystal fields glitter under the distant stars. I walked through the slave block where the great Chinchin staged her revolution. What would you know? Is that like a way to get there? I travelled through the skins of the blue arteries, stood in the open moors, looked out across alien landscapes where... yeah. Fields. I walked through the slave block. Is that like in there that hence I need to go through the slave block to get where I need to go? Is that what he's getting at? Tell me of the heart. A great chamber, the place where the bloom spawns and devours its voices, where it whispers gathering conclave, where its intelligence is strongest and sharpest. I woke there, and I knew it for my master. Tell me the bloom viscerac, the gullet. That is the name among the bloom guides, a place of veins and flesh, where the memories of the blooms chosen, where they are digested. Echoes wander the place, echoes of the eaten. He holds a hand to his head, as if pained. Tell me about the sailors. Lascars, they call themselves. Lascars or Lascars? Whichever. Holding fast to their history, because they fear they have been forgotten. Old luxury and a glint bastions are their prison bars. Tell me about sailors. What about the slave block? Chilia was born there, not physically, but her legend. The first Memorura. He forces out the last word with an effort and a spray of intangible spittle. A wince on his face. She spoke to the bloom, and it answered her. The monument to her strength is a murdered nest now. I want to hear about the crystal fields. A great plateau, whose towers bedazzled the eyes. Lightning flickers among the towers, and the strange... Was that silhouette? It's not silhouette, is it? Silhouette? Beings tunnel beneath their glassy surfaces. I've watched children of stars and information speak to one another through dancing colours. These are unicolours. Have you been to any of those places? No, I stand at the tip of the tendril, and I watch the landscapes pass by as the great devourer prepares to latch itself to another world. Why would I ever step outside my host? I am without danger here. Each day another piece of myself slips away. Maybe that's why you need to step out, so it stops slipping away. You spoke up before. Have you been? I don't know. That's that. Let me ask you about something else. What are you doing here? Who you are again? Again, not your son at death. Okay, so we've done. Farewell! Farewell, my friend! An enormous statue of a woman wielding a hammer stands here, its lower half lost to the shadow in the depths of the bloom. Oh, it is literally... Wow, it is literally a hammer. And lower half, yeah, you can't see it. Cool.
Got it.
The tentacle Ma appears to be dead. Its flesh is being reabsorbed into the bloom. Sign reads, this way to Little Nassan, in a difficult to understand scroll. Oh, it's down here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different locations ahead. So it's down here, quick. He's got the chapter. Yep. Lascar. These 3 humanoids wear in something carved armor that makes them look like undersea dwellers of legend. You cannot recall having seen the material from which they are shaped. Either through their suits are bulky, their wearers move with a strange and fluid grace. You might have mistaken them for monsters, but their leader is unhelmed and appears human. She has close-cropped hair and angular face, her jaw is clenched as if she were subconsciously chewing on a problem. At your approach. Not at you. At you, people! At your approach, she gives you an irritated glance. You address the Jemadara. Archie. Speak what you need, or be gone.
I'll remember that.
Alright, okay, new quest. We're picking a lot of stuff up here. Then she reconsiders her words. Orderly hospitality is ours. Forgive this one. The maw to our archichoke has closed. She indicates the hideous tentacle mouth that lies dead in the centre of the platform. Another way we must find. Have you word of open maws that lead to our station? She lowers her voice. Beseech you, even trapped here with the supplies we purchased for our companions. If you want me to help, you'll need to answer some questions. I'll see what I can do. Talk to any of these? Not in your tongue good we speak. Ah, because she speaks like something. Okay. Okay, so the only thing we haven't done is a little section here. And then we need to pick where we're going to go.
Go.
You know, we need help. Apparently I never spoke to you. Fudge, I thought I did. Speak to you in a minute. Oh, I didn't expect it to talk to me. I was going to give me a little reedy thing. The pool is filled with yellow water. A wide area around the pool is wet, suggesting that people have been drinking the ew. Fluid and possibly bathing in it. Ew. That's gross. Look into the pool. Drink some fluid. Just kill my character, won't it? Click some other fluid. Look into the pool. We need to search the pool as a large reservoir of fluid. You can't see anything of interest in the depths. Collect some. That's like a balloon water. Maybe be useful later. You find a small discarded flask at the edge of the well and fill it with yellow fluid. I don't want to die again. The Varda must smash his instruments and his herstory. Bloom colour, same stuff. The great devourer raves and mounds of art and tinkers is to blame. Okay, what do you want? This man is tall and godly thin. His wiry hair looks like an explosion of metal springs. I was going to say strips for some reason. Springs atop his head. He regards you with bright, feverish eyes. That seems too large for their socket and smiles. Yeah, I can really see that smile on the side of his head. Even as he motions you closer, the man is scribbling words on a scrap of paper. He has fastened some sort of harness around his body. It holds a tiny raveling tablet and ink well, so he can continue to write as he moves about. Dozens of scrolls covered. Notes are stuck to his lovely robes. I've heard rumours of one fitting your description. Conveyed from mouth to ear, and finally to parchment. Conveyed, sorry. From mouth, so the mouth to his ear, and finally to parchment, so he's writing about me, I guess. He touches one of the parchment scraps that are fastened to his cloak. The bloom sends every scrap of parchment to my fingers, or to the specs. At the mention of the last name, the other couplers briefly incline their heads. Help us, brother, he intones in a wet and breathy voice. We are exterminists of the great devourer, and we beseech your aid to right a great wrong. Exterminate? Okay. We are those who venerate the bloom of the vine and seek to become as part of it, if it will have us. You best will commit suicide with it. Okay. Pauses. We are the only ones who can see what great wrong has been done here. Sort of wrong. A terrible torment. Got the name, part of the name of the game in there, are we? He whispers, visited upon the bloom, our God, it is the work of Loach, the measurer and meddler who dwells in the noodle of flesh. He raises his pen towards the house that sits on the other side of the platform, red and stinking and inflamed. Means this, I guess. Lord desires to understand the bloom to qualify its impulses. I guess. This causes pain to our God. His eyes bulge even wider, and it occurs to you that you haven't once seen him blink. The evidence is clear for all to see in the raw and swollen flesh of Luzen's house. We have warned Lulix to stop his pokings and proddings and measurings, But he will not listen. What methods are left to us? He lets the question hang in the air. Unspoken threat, perhaps you can help him change his mind. I can try to work out some kind of compromise at least. At the word of compromise, his mouth twitches. Try if you like, but blasphemers are loath to compromise. They are steeped in sin.
I'll remember
What?
that.
Okay, I guess next episode we'll head in here then. And have a chat with this guy. It looks enchanting. So I guess this isn't a location to leave, it's just a building. That's cool. So would this be a building? Slum? No, they're going to be the locations. This might be a building then, I don't know. This is a building. We'll do that next episode. So please like, please subscribe, please tune in next time. And I've talked. Have a great wonderful day out there. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and share the video. See you next week. Bye everyone.